why did you want to be part of this production?
Well, I had worked with Elmwood before. I did Bridges, Madison County here, and it was a really great time. I love this play, Doll's House Part 2, and I had read it before. And I had read like A Doll's House before, and I just loved this role, and it was one of those roles that I always really wanted to do. So when I saw that Elmwood was doing it, one of my favorite theaters, I was very excited, and I was like hoping that the dates would work out and that I would be able to like come back and audition for it, and they did. So I was really excited to audition for it.
Describe your character in 3 words.
It's very difficult. I think she is, I would say, self-possessed, very clever, and I want to say responsible, but that seems kind of casual. She's almost like so responsible. She's extremely driven. Yeah. So like responsible in the highest sense of the word, I feel like. Yeah.
How are you like your character?
I think Emmy doesn't like to sit around and wait, and she likes to make things happen by herself, and she likes to plan ahead, and that's definitely how I feel as a person. I'm never like sitting around, and I feel like I'm always planning ahead and waiting for like the next thing to happen. So I feel like we're alike in that way. And she's very motivated, and that's something that I would definitely like take away from her. I try to be as motivated as she is. And I mean, I think she's a young woman who is, you know, approaching adulthood and is trying to figure out her way in the world, and you know how that relates to her family and how her family affected that. And although we live in very different time periods, I feel like I'm also kind of at that point in my life.
What have you learned about relationships during the course of working on this show?
I've never really had a role in like a play that was this like hands-on. I think had like, you know, big roles in like musicals and stuff like that, or in, you know, film productions, but like in an onstage play I've never really had. The straight plays that I've been in, I've had like very small roles, and so I've never had a very hands-on, you know, role like this in a play. And so I've never had a scene this long, and I've like the scene that, you know, Emmy's in is very, very long, and you know, I have to like progress through this scene. So it's been really, really interesting working with the team and being able to like see how they approach that and see how the other actors approach that. Yeah, so I've just learned a lot about, like progressing through a play in a rehearsal process, and like allowing it to change and not making it static. So yeah, I've learned a lot about like journey through rehearsal process from the team.
What do you think audiences will enjoy about this show?
I think they will enjoy it a lot, because I think a lot of people know, you know, A Doll's House in some sense, and like at least how famous it is. So I think they'll enjoy kind of seeing what happens or what is imagined to happen afterwards. And I think they'll really enjoy, I mean, it's a really exciting play, even though it takes place in like one place. I mean, it's full of like, there's, you know, darkness, there's humor, there's, you know, moments of, you know, like sweetness and connection. So there's just like, there's so much packed in this play. It's really, really a lovely, you know, examination of like a family. And I just think it'll make people think about family in terms of like how it's changed and progressed. And I don't know, even though it takes place in such a different time period, I think people will be able to like relate so many things in it to even what's happening today in our world. So yeah.